2015 NFL draft happened last night, and I'm not excited. I'm really not. There were no trades, or sorry, there were two trades, but it felt like there were no trades. Like nothing important happened. Um, it kind of felt like it was just a regular mock draft that I could read online because everyone stayed exactly where they were. Like it was a chalk draft. It was kind of boring and took away a little bit of the excitement. However, there were still a lot of winners. There were also still a lot of losers, and there were some really big surprises. So this is what this is going to cover today. And first, let's start with the big winners for the day. And my winners are the Philadelphia Eagles. Now I know that sounds really fucked up because we are rumored to be going up for Mariota, and a month ago I didn't want that to happen because I didn't want us, mortgaging the future. But then I started thinking he's better than Sam Bradford for the system. He'll probably stay healthier than Sam Bradford will ever, be. So you really had to think about it that way. But I think that the reason that the Eagles can be counted as winners is that they didn't, go all in for one guy. They stayed at 20. Maybe they, I'll get into the pick on 20 in a second. But when you look at the fact that, first round pick this year was rumored, first round pick next year was rumored, Brandon Boykin, Evan Mathis, Michael Kendricks, Fletcher Cox, half the team, me, like we were all everyone involved with the Eagles. They were trading fans and the mascot and they just stayed still. Moving into the pick, you lost Jeremy Maclin in free agency, and I have a giant rant video about that on my channel if you want to check that out. But you replace Jeremy Maclin with a guy whose best pro comparison is Jeremy Maclin. So essentially, it's like you never lost him in the first place. I'm glad we didn't, pick a player like Breshad Perriman. One reason I like Aguilar more than Breshad Perriman, Aguilar can run routes, Breshad Perriman can't. Aguilar can catch, Breshad Perriman can't. So that's why they're winners, but at the same time you could still qualify them as a loser because the guy that is best, that's most likely to have the most success in that system, you had a chance to get him and you didn't, and now you have Bradford. Next winner is the Oakland Raiders, and more specifically Derek Carr. I never bought into the fact that Leonard Williams was going to the Oakland Raiders. I always had him going, actually number two. I had him going to Tennessee. Um, yeah, shit all over me if you want for that. But I had Amari Cooper or Kevin White going to him, and for the last month or so, I've consistently been saying it was going to be Amari Cooper. It was. You got him a great possession receiver. And yes, he's not as flashy as Kevin White would have been, but at the same time, this team was so bad on third down because they didn't have a good receiver. You now have a possession receiver who's going to help you improve your third down efficiency. Derek Carr has weapons, has another weapon to throw to. Get him, Latavius Murray, don't know if he's the right running back. If you want, go get him another receiver in the later rounds. You can go get a guy like a Devontae Davis in the fifth or sixth round. You know what I mean? But getting him an offensive weapon in day one is just proving that Derek Carr is the guy in Oakland, and you're giving him that chance to prove it. So that's why the Oakland Raiders walk away with a good, with an A plus in my mind. They nailed the pick. Trying to think of some more winners right here. How about the Arizona Cardinals? They picked a guy that I had going 10th overall at pick 24 in DJ Humphries. Now, some people think that this is a bad pick because there were other needs, but they missed out on the running back. Yeah, they could have gone ahead and gotten, Shane Ray, Randy Gregory, Eli Harold. They could have gotten those guys, and those would have been very good picks. But you know what? That offensive line is still okay at best, and the only reason it's okay is because you have Jared Veldheer. If Jared Veldheer is not there, that line is shit. So it really helped improve that line. DJ Humphries is the best offensive tackle in this class, and he was taken after some really, really subpar tackles in my mind. I really was not sold on Brandon Scherf. Um, I really was not sold on on Eric Flowers and Andrus Peat. Like, why were these guys taken ahead of the best left tackle in this draft? And my last winner that I'm going to mention is the running back position. Not necessarily a team, but the running backs. I had Todd Gurley going 8. I had him going to the Atlanta Falcons. He didn't go to the Falcons, but he still went top 10 to the Rams. Now that's also one of my surprises. I didn't think that the Rams were going running back at all because I thought Zach Stacy and excuse me, Zach Stacy and Trey Mason were going to be the 1-2 punch of the future. Zach Stacy now wants out. Bye bye Zach Stacy. There's a reason they drafted Todd Gurley. And then Melvin Gordon going 15th. After 2 years of no running backs being taken in the first round, and keep in mind the last 2 years I've mocked a running back going in the first round, so I was glad to see that that running backs are back. The return of the back. Really excited. I think that day 2 there's going to be even more. Um, so yeah, now let's move into some losers. And my first loser is the NFC East, just as a division. My Eagles didn't go and get Mariota. I talked about that. They still got Nelson Aguilar, so they're kind of they lost the least in that, in the division. Biggest loser in that division is the Washington Redskins. Thank you, Washington, for fucking up the draft again. From an Eagles fan, we appreciate it. Have fun drafting in the top 5 next year. You drafted an offensive guard, number 5. Offensive guard. And can we please stop with the comparisons to Zach Martin? Brandon Scherf is not Zach Martin. Not even close. Zach Martin, coming out last year, people still thought he could play left tackle, right tackle, but his best position was guard. Brandon Scherf cannot play left tackle. Watch the tape. He gets demolished half the time. He's either really good or he's shit. I don't want a left tackle that's either really good or shit. I've had that before. Right tackle, maybe. Obviously, they're not looking at him for left tackle. They're looking at a right tackle for the 5th overall pick. Now, granted, Philly did that a couple years ago. Right tackle and Lane Johnson with the 4th pick. However, we had a left-handed quarterback at the time, so that was his blind side. Robert Griffin III is a right-handed quarterback. So you drafted, a right tackle who's not going to be a blind side, best case scenario. Or he becomes a left guard. I don't even think he's going to be a right guard like Zach Martin. I really don't see the pick, as a great idea. I had him going 15th, and I thought that even that was a reach. So for them to take him 5, thank you, Washington. The New York Giants at 9 taking Eric Flowers, and this one surprised me because I didn't have Flowers going in round 1 at all. I watched the tape, and I saw, again, a right tackle at best. I thought for the type of player he is, his best value would be still maybe to the Giants, but a round later. Can't really, take that pick back now, can you, Jerry Reese? So thank you, New York Giants. You've really made it just a 2-man race again for that division. And then moving on to complete the trio, the Dallas Cowboys. Now, granted, there wasn't a running back for them to take. They had said that they weren't going to take a running back anyways, but you couldn't get pressure on the quarterback. He had 28 sacks as a team. And when you were up there, Randy Gregory was still there. Owamabe Odighizuwa, who I really thought was, a potential first-round pick. And Eli Harold, who I thought, really, really somehow made it out of the, out of the first round. And you take Byron Jones. Now I watched some Byron Jones tape, and as much as people like Charlie Casserly and and Daniel Jeremiah, from NFL, Network, and Matt Miller from Bleacher Report, they're going to tell you that they watched this kid's tape, and he undoubtedly one of the better, cornerback prospects in the draft. Are you fucking kidding me? I saw nothing that I liked. The kid can't tackle. He's a workout warrior, and you know what? I get scared whenever I see workout warriors. I didn't really see anything I liked. Um, Granted, it's an improvement over Morris Claiborne, but I'm an improvement over Morris Claiborne. I'm an improvement over Brandon Carr. That secondary is pretty fucking shit. Um, so yeah, those, three losers in that division. And then I'm just gonna go to some certain players. Malcolm Brown. What the fuck? How did he fall to 32? Winners in the New England Patriots for picking him up, but what prompted him to fall? The fuck? Like, I had him going ninth to the Giants because I thought that was the best pick, and they went Eric Flowers. Like, but kudos to Malcolm Brown. He landed himself on the defending champions. Eli Harold. I thought definitely after Shane Ray and Randy Gregory had their off the field issues, that guys like Bud Dupree, and I'll include Bud Dupree in this. So Eli Harold and Bud Dupree, thought those guys were going to skyrocket. I thought one of them was going to go top 10. Neither of them did. Bud Dupree went 22nd, and even though I had these guys slated later, I actually uploaded that mock draft from last week. That's actually about 2 weeks old. I just didn't think that Shane Ray was going to fall as much as he did. Shane Ray becomes a loser as well. The pass rushers, really, after Fowler and Beasley, it fell off so much. And ultimately, just kind of draft fans are the biggest loser of all. I mean, it was like it was like seeing a mock draft, but live. Like, there were virtually no trades. Everyone could kind of, slot these guys in. They kind of fell in the right order. No one made any big moves, and that's honestly because there was no trade for number two. If that trade happens, it doesn't matter who that pick goes to. We were going to see trades. Um, Now just some, ultimately surprises. I mentioned Malcolm Brown going 32, and Todd Gurley going number 10, where they were like, well, Todd Gurley, not so much the position, but more just the team he went to. How about Marcus Peters? I mean, I loved Marcus Peters. I thought he was the best quarterback in the draft. I actually had as Marcus Peters the number one guy. The number two guy was Kevin Johnson. Trey Waynes was the number three, and they went Trey Waynes, Kevin Johnson, and Marcus Peters. Kansas City, they got a very good cornerback. They really didn't have a lot of depth at corner last year. They got a number one guy. I like the pick. There's nothing I can say. Andy Reid knows how to draft very well. Yeah, Andrus Peat and Stephon Anthony. Andrus Peat, I don't really like in the first round. I thought Stephon Anthony was actually a really good pick. What are some other surprises I had? Yeah, just the pure lack of trading, and I don't get it. Like, I wanted something, like, I didn't watch it live. I actually recorded it, and then when I came home about 10 o'clock last night, I just sat down for 3 hours and watched the draft. And I turned the phone off so I didn't get any spoilers, but I could have probably just looked at my own mock draft, and it still would have been about the same. So yeah, what do you guys think? Who are your big winners? Who are your losers? What are some of your surprises? What do you guys think is going to happen tonight? I'm going to have another video up in a few minutes about my opinion on what could happen tonight and some of the best available players. I'll probably put up maybe 2 videos today before I go to work. So yeah, just leave your opinions down below. Until next time, guys. Peace.